Life Unrehearsed, brought to you by Caregiver Crosswalk, Dementia Care Consulting. Never roam alone.
Welcome back to Life Unrehearsed. Matt Delvecchio here, specializing in life transitions, downsizing in the senior living industry.
And I'm Corey Sirota, clinical social worker and psychotherapist specializing in grief and loss. So the holidays are among us, and there's lots of gifts to purchase, but very challenging ways to purchase them. So we want to give a real shout out to shopping locally.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we hear it, and yes, we have the big box stores, but wherever you can support our local merchants. In fact, Corey, just on last week, the Beaurepaire Village, not far from my home in Beaconsfield, they had several merchants that did kind of a 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. type thing. There was one merchant, he baked 600 pies, and he sold out before closing. And It was so good. One, they're great pies. But two, that's what we mean by shopping local. You know, families are enjoying a nice homemade pie, and we're supporting a local merchant. And I think our next guest, Corey, could also tell us a few things about holiday gift giving.
That's right. Hilary Ludwig Blau is the owner of Little Box of Treasures. She started the company in 2012. She's an entrepreneur, a wife, and a mom. And she is on the line with us. She was here last year to tell us about gift giving, and this year it looks a little bit different, but we're so glad you joined us. Welcome back to the show, Hilary.
Thank you, Corey and Matt.
So it's COVID. How can people even buy gifts and safely buy gifts today?
Of course. So one thing that I just want to repeat that Matt said, shopping local has never been more important than it is now. All the local businesses that are used to doing the school events and at churches, at synagogues, at local different places, we don't have that anymore. And that was our biggest outlet to do kind of like free marketing and whatnot. So a lot of us have had to adapt due to COVID and go online even more so than before, create websites, and really try and be out there without physically being out there. And what a lot of people have done, including myself for the small businesses, is we have created online support, contactless pickup, contactless delivery. We're being, we've put ourselves out there to really be there 24/7 to compete with those big box stores, which obviously we can't do, but we really want to encourage the local shopping. So we're kind of evolving as it goes along. So local.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because when you think buying online, you tend to think big box, but so many of the smaller merchants have adapted, like yourself and many others, for online shopping, contactless shopping, which is one of the challenges that many shoppers are facing during COVID. And now, who would have thought, Hilary, compared to last year, that we're actually going to talk a little bit about masks and you're selling masks, and all of a sudden, I guess you've had to become a bit of an expert. What should we be looking for when purchasing a mask?
So yes, I mean, never in a million years did I think that I would be selling masks, that I'd be selling antibacterial mask chains. I mean, it's words that we've never heard in our voice, especially in, the shopping. So I've learned a amount about masks. First and foremost, masks are known as the, undergarment of COVID-19, in the sense that we have to wear them. We need to feel that they support us. They have to be but it's the first thing as soon as we have that moment, whether we get back into our vehicles or home. So, having said that, it's hard to say finding that perfect mask that's going to feel like you're not wearing it. We just kind of have to go with it. So the first thing that I've noticed and that I personally like is an adjustable mask. You want to be able to adjust the ear loop around the mask. You don't want to be restrained to just having one size, because one size doesn't necessarily fit all. We're all built differently. Another thing is what I like to call the candle test, the breathing test. You want to make sure that the mask you're wearing is at least 2 layers, and you want to try and put your hand just above the mask and breathe through. If you can feel your breath on your hand from the mask, chances are it's not going to fully protect. Now, I am not a medical professional by any means. I want to say that. It's just different things that I have learned and tried on my own. Also, you want to find a mask that has the ability to put a filter inside, because the filters will protect your mask no matter what quality it is. It will allow you to have additional layers to protect you against COVID.
So that's all so important to look at and to know. This is Hilary Ludwig, the entrepreneur, the owner of Little Box of Treasures, and about holiday shopping and how to stay safe and what sort of the new products are as well. A new product that she's selling, which is interesting. You know, I was, as some of the listeners have heard, I was away and I was wearing a camouflage T-shirt somewhere, and I put on a camouflage mask, and somebody said to me, "Wow, that looks really nice." Like, oh my gosh, like that's kind of something I never really thought. But if you can buy the safe mask, but make it fun, like doing that match your mask to what you're wearing, it makes it a little bit more fun, I think, anyway. But that's,
you know what, I agree, Corey, and that's why, I mean, for Little Box of Treasures, we have over 30 different designs of masks for both adults and children. We have Christmas masks, we have Hanukkah masks, Halloween, you know, we have the Grinch, we have an LOL emoji mask, you know, so it really has become, you know, I have clients that have purchased numerous masks because they're doing that. They're wearing them and to match their outfits. So they're buying different masks that are in accordance with their wardrobe to just kind of blend. So yes.
So it's very obvious to me, and I think to our listeners, you're more than someone who just sells gifts. You really work to help identify what types of gifts best suit someone. So how do you do that? How do you match a gift to a person?
It's a great question, Corey. So now, of course, it being COVID and everything's moved virtually, you don't have that personal touch in person. So where I would work one-on-one with my clients to really get to know them, you know, there's challenges. Yes, there's Zoom and, you know, WhatsApp and Facebook video chat and whatnot, but you still, you know, we're missing that human connection. So how do you find that gift to match that person? So really, what I try and do, and I take pride on it, is still getting to know them. For example, let's say you have a friend named Jeff. Jeff goes to Tim Hortons daily. You know he loves to watch football. He's very tech savvy, enjoys doing puzzles. So just by asking the questions, which is so important, it enables us to receive the information to try and match that gift to the person.
You know, lucky Jeff, he's going to get a good gift, I think.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah.
You know, it's one of the things that I think a lot of shoppers are trying to get used to is online shopping. Some are really into it. Some are just beginning. My brother's in the States, and this is like, that's all they do is online shopping. But, you know, we sometimes worry. I've purchased gifts online. Some have been great. Some haven't been as good as it's looked on the picture that I was buying when I was online. So, you know, we, Hilary, we need to head out to traffic. But I think one of the questions many people have is how can you tell, if it's at all possible, that you are actually buying something of good quality when you are buying online? But first,
Life Unrehearsed, brought to you by Leanna Senior Transition Support, specialists in downsizing and seniors residences.
Welcome back. You're listening to Life Unrehearsed. I'm Corey Sirota, along with my co-host Matt Del Vecchio, and we are talking to entrepreneur Hilary Ludwig Blau. She's the owner of Little Box of Treasures, and we're talking a little bit about how to buy holiday gifts, particularly at COVID time. Hilary, we just said it. We're buying more than ever online because it's safer. How do we know, though, if it's a good quality?
It's a great question, Corey. So what I would encourage everyone to do is look at the reviews. And also, don't be afraid to email the company to ask questions, whether it's a local business or a big box business or whatnot. Ask questions. They have customer support. You know, we can't touch and feel the products, so it really puts us at a loss. Are we going to receive what we really are paying for? And you know, the value of a dollar is so important right now more than ever. So ask the questions. Don't be shy. Post it on social media. Has anyone ever ordered from here? Did anybody ever get? Really utilize your resources online.
I think that's great advice. It's very smart, and there are a lot of resources online to check things out and making sure you are buying quality. Okay, Hilary, you're going to help me out here.
Yeah.
It's December 13th. I still have some Christmas gifts to get, and sometimes I struggle to know what to get. I may think something, but from your perspective, what types of gifts do people value the most?
So this is what I'm going to say to you, Matt, is people value the most is the thoughtful gifts. You know, something that you really took a little bit of time to think of, and it could be a gift card, it could be something else, but really thoughtful. I think we need to be practical nowadays. We can't just go randomly and purchase that box of chocolates and thinking that it's a great gift. We're stuck at home, most of us, and we need to think of the thoughtful things that could be utilized on a daily basis, being home, being in confinement, being, unable to go do the regular things that we would want to do.
Yeah, that's Hillary Ludwig giving us some very good advice about how to purchase appropriate, almost, I'm going to say, gifts right now during COVID. And I'm going to ask a bit of a touchy question, which I'm not sure, well, you can answer it, but I guess everyone's going to have a different answer for it. How does budget figure into this?
So it's a good question, and I'm often faced with it with a lot of clients because a lot of people aren't full-time in their jobs anymore, so budget has become a big issue. I will tell you this, that people are creating their lists, and not to make it sound like a cliche, but they're thinking twice, and they're really trying to see what gifts they really need to purchase. Traditionally people will get something for the mail carrier or, the receptionist at the clinic that they go to or whatnot. People are reviewing now what and who they're getting for. So I could tell you for personal experiences, my children, their teachers, I'm in awe of gratitude and it goes above and beyond what they have to endure. So my budget for my teachers this year are going to be a little bit more than in previous years because that's where I'm choosing to allocate my budget and my funds towards. So you really have to look at your list, write it out, and really determine, maybe this year I don't need to give the florist, a little something because I'm not ordering as much or vice versa. It really depends.
Quite interesting. You're listening to Life Unrehearsed. Matt and Corey here, and we're talking to Hillary Ludwig-Blau, owner of Little Box of Treasures. And I think you're giving some wonderful advice because a lot of people are still wondering, it might be last minute. We still got a couple of weeks if it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Those that are in Hanukkah, you're in the middle of it right now. But, you've probably had some very strange and odd gift requests in your time, Hillary. What are some of those unique gift requests that you've either been asked for or even carried?
So it's also a great question. So I'm often asked to make themed gifts, themed baskets or whatnot. One that comes to mind is there was a client that came to me and their father loves golf, and she really was adamant about making a golf theme basket for him. But she wanted to go a little bit further than, the golf pen and mug and notepad. So we had to kind of creatively think of different things to put in there. So we got a chocolate that's shaped like a golf bag with the golf clubs and the ball all in there. We did a personalized water bottle with his name on it and a golf ball. We made him a golf t-shirt, a towel. I think that also what's important to know is the sky's the limit. If there's something that a client wants and I'm not able to do it, I'm huge on collaborating with some of my local vendors that we can put our items together. We're all in it together. So supporting each other is so important. So I just want to make that clear that we could incorporate other gift ideas that we may not have. Another quick thing is that, finding that perfect holiday gift or unique gift doesn't necessarily have to be spending a lot of money. Sometimes the most meaningful gift is something that's done personalized by yourself, like a painting to grandparents from their grandchildren. So we can also help clients come up with those little basket ideas, have their children make paintings, maybe of a memory or whatnot, and give them to their grandparents. So it's not just about spending that high ticket item. It's about also making it going back to who the person is and making it unique to them.
I love that you said that, Hillary. It's so nice, and that's why, to me, personalized gifts and personal gifts are so special, and I appreciate that you said it doesn't have to be very expensive. So I want to thank you because you gave us a ton of information and a great start for those of you who haven't done your shopping yet. I want to give you a shout out in terms of you. I know that you just put online a beautiful website. Can you talk a little bit about the website and how people can get a hold of you?
I would love to, sure. So like so many others, I've had to kind of go a little more virtual. So my website is littleboxoftreasures.com. new items are being added daily, so just bear with us because we're just starting to get everything up and going. We do have our Facebook page, Gifts at Little Box of Treasures, which has a wide variety of items. There's also contact information where you can contact me directly, either through email or on my cell phone, and we can work one-on-one to get you those gifts in time. So please like our page, send us questions, and enjoy, and please be safe.
Hilary Ludwig-Blau, thank you so much. The texts are already coming in. I know people are coming on your website. One just asked about the masks, couldn't find it, so I would suggest just to reach out to you because I know you are selling those masks, and like you say, you're adding things on a daily basis, aren't you?
Exactly.
Okay.
So the masks are on Facebook.
They are on Facebook. There we go, texter. That was Andrea who texted in. You can go to Little Box of Treasures on the Facebook page, and you can find that there. Thank you so much, Hilary. Corey, what do we have coming up next week?
Next week is one of our best of shows. Meet Lauren Fagan, who survived 21 days in the jungles of Africa as part of the hit HBO TV show Naked and Afraid.
That was a fantastic interview. Very interesting. And one of our best interviews, I thought, was with NHL hockey Original Six referee Wally Harris. And he's going to share some amazing stories from his career. And that's going to be on the Best of Life Unrehearsed next Sunday. You can catch us every Sunday on CJD 800 at 4 p.m.